Hello everyone, it's me Josh, and I'm going to be talking about some movies that, well, in the franchises that I really loved, and I love them all except for a few. Okay, now, Halloween 5. To me, it seemed a little rushed, and it wasn't as scary as number 4 was. It just seemed like everything was speeded up to make a sequel. And then you got, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. Now, it was kind of like Nightmare 2, which, when I first watched Nightmare 2, I really loved it, and I still kind of love it today, but what I didn't get was why Freddy needed somebody in order to come back. After all, people should have been already afraid of Freddy, because everyone knows who Freddy is. And of course with Nightmare 2 and Nightmare 5, it's like once you get these well-established characters, you can't, they're no longer scary because everyone knows who they are and what they can do. Nightmare on Elm Street was revolutionary, just like Halloween was revolutionary, just like Friday the 13th was revolutionary. The only problem was Halloween 5 and Nightmare on Elm Street 5 and even Friday the 13th Part 5, forgive me, aren't my favorite in the series because to me they were rushed, and again, Friday the 13th Part 4 pretty much was supposed to be the final movie in the franchise, but we all knew that was, of course, crap because, the studio saw, well, we're making money, so let's just bring this character back. It was kind of like Halloween 3, which a lot of people still don't like. I have a nephew who doesn't like that movie. I like the film because it's different, but of course, one thing they failed to do was mention to the fans of the series that no, Michael Myers was not going to be part of this film. It should have been, like I've said before, Season of the Witch. And it could have been said from the creators of Halloween and The Fog and Escape from New York and, Christine or whatever they were making during that time, and it would have worked. It's just sad, really, when you think about it. But, the Part 5 movies could have killed the franchise. If it wasn't for Friday the 13th Part 6, do you really think Jason would still be popular as a character? Or even Freddy's Dead, where that, again, is called The Final Nightmare until Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is superb. I did like Freddy's Dead, and I really kind of hated the fact that they made Freddy into a one-liner ghoul. Freddy was scary when he was in the shadows. That's why Nightmare on Elm Street is one of the best movies ever. You didn't see Freddy, and when you got a glimpse of him, you didn't realize who he was until you actually saw him later. And then it's like, alright, they made him a clown. They might as well just put a big red nose and honk honk on him. And then, of course, Halloween 6. Curse of Michael Myers, which was, I don't even want, I can talk about it. I like the producer's cut a little bit more than the final cut because there was more Donald Pleasance. It was pretty good, and I loved it. Yes, when I saw the theatrical cut first time, I was terrified because Michael Myers is pretty terrifying. Nightmare 5 was, he was scary, but then it was kind of clownish in a way because especially you got these two dumb characters in Part 5 that are just absolutely stupid. It was like watching a comedy instead of it being scary. And of course the director's like, it's gonna be so scary, it's gonna be so suspenseful, and yet it wasn't. It fell flat on the suspense. It's like every time you make sequels, you have to add a little bit more. You have to add a little bit more gore, you have to add a little bit more kills, you have to do some very interesting things with these characters. And I would have to say, while I love the Scream franchise, and I love the movie series, I love them to death, Scream 4 had a very unique way of making fun of remakes and sequels, because it was like, yeah, you sequelize this to death, practically. That's what happens. You make a very interesting character in the first movie, then when you do the second one, which, by the way, the second one was groundbreaking as well, and then the third one, which was kind of like, okay, and then the fourth one, it's like, okay, there's a lot of good characters, but you pretty much killed them all off. So there's really no characters there except for the originals. The originals survived. So if they did make a Scream 5, and I kept bringing this up, what could you do with Scream 5? Right now, MTV has a TV series, which I really love, but then I just found out that they're dumping the original story. We're not going to see Lakewood. We're not going to see those characters. They should have wrapped it all up in 2. That would make sense. But then again, it was, like the movies almost. And I loved it. Even though it's more of a teen drama with slasher elements. I love the character Noah. Me and him are kind of like Randy in a way. I'm kind of like Randy and Noah put together because, we could sit here and talk about horror movies and make fun of them sometimes. Like, you can make references to movies and just say, well, one thing that's sad is we're not getting another Friday the 13th film this year. I heard it's supposed to, they probably wait till next year, but Paramount has a time limit. They were supposed to make this movie. And what really sucks is they were 6 weeks. And I kind of kid around on social media saying, wouldn't it be great if the next Friday the 13th film would be like a found footage movie? And I didn't think anybody would take that seriously. And then all of a sudden, here you go. That was the idea, that they're going to discover how Jason lives and how he never dies. And it's like, really? We already know he can't die. We've seen it in all the other sequels, so why are you doing that? We don't want to see that. I was thinking more like these kids go to Camp Crystal Lake and they don't believe the stories about Camp Blood. They don't believe that Jason is real. And then they learn the hard way that Jason is real and he kills them all. And their video cameras found among the dead bodies. Or missing bodies or whatever. I don't know. But that was just my kind of idea. I didn't think anybody in Hollywood would take that seriously. And honestly, they didn't do it. So, I guess... And of course, if that movie would have flopped, somebody would have blamed me for the fact of even suggesting that. I mean, after all, we don't really want a found footage movie. We want a straight up Friday the 13th Jason killing teenagers, camp counselors, whatever. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, even they don't know what they're doing with Friday the 13th. They're like, I did like the remake. I did like the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Jackie Earle Haley did a good job. After all, it wasn't his fault. It was the script. And the thing about it is the scriptwriters hybrid all these other scripts into one movie instead of just doing their own movie and making it new. I mean, like I said, you take any well-established character, how are you going to make them scary again? You have to reboot them. You have to remake them. People aren't going to like it. I did like them. I did like the Halloween remake, except Part 2, which was a mess. And even Rob Zombie has said that was a mess. The theatrical cut was a complete mess. And then, of course, the unrated version kind of helps a little bit, but it's still kind of a mess. I could go on and on about this. There are some franchises I wish would have come back. Like, I would really wish Critters would come back, because I really love those films. Or Gremlins, because I really love those films, and I think there should be a third one. But how do you do it? You're going to have to either remake them, which I hope to God they don't just use CGI, because CGI has been done to death. You can do it right, or don't do it at all, but of course, that's just my opinion. So, I'll talk to everyone later, and have a good day, and have a nice weekend. I mean, it's only Wednesday, so what am I talking about? But I love you guys, and thanks for likes and subs, I greatly appreciate it.